Hi everyone, we're gonna play a game here on my Android phone. Thankfully, the battery charged away. I was having a problem charging it full. I got stuck at like 28%. And I just re-downloaded the Star Trek Fleet Command app. Thankfully, Google Play saves my progress, and I can access it from another phone. Takes a little work. It doesn't always work, but we're gonna see what new content they have now. That's a lady that just said yes. He's a friend from Pakistan, so hello in Pakistani language. I am still learning. I'm still learning how to say it. There's many ways to say it. You find out that any word can mean anything, but there are some common words. Oh, more acceptable than others. Right, you can say hi, hello, howdy, Heidi ho. So this game is running on Android 9. I'm level 7 on my Play account, but in this account I'm level 29, I think, which takes a long time to get there. The real time, because I didn't play every day, I actually quit for over a year. And I quit for a few months, and this is the first time I've been back in like 3 or 4 months at least, which has been a good break because this game is time consuming. But any game can be time consuming if you just spend a lot of time on it. So we're gonna play this for a few minutes. Welcome to the YouTube channel, everybody, and this is later on going to be like on a podcast. So welcome to our podcasters from different platforms. Actually, podcasts nowadays isn't only on iPod. It can be on different devices. Actually, you really listen to it through your ear. That's the most important hearing device you have. So God bless you if you can hear, and if not, may God heal you or your doctors help you heal. It's preparing. Sometimes it gets stuck in preparing. This app has a tendency to get stuck, which interestingly, other apps don't get stuck on this same operating system, the Android 8 or Lollipop. But that gives a chance for me to stare at this Star Trek Fleet Command TM or trademark logo longer. And I think we're stuck. Looks like we'll have to restart. But I'll give it a minute. Maybe it's just loading a lot of new content. So this game, I don't remember its a real release date. Because to be honest, it's released to beta testers and developers before it's ever released to the mainstream public per se. And there's been many Star Trek games. There's actually another Star Trek Fleet Command game that's like a single Windows game that was actually made by Interplay, like I think in the 90s. And it's very good. It's actually honestly more fun in some ways than this online version. But this online version has more people to interact with. Though you're really interacting with just a few people at one time. It's kind of cool to see other people move ships around, different names. You have different languages instead of all English. You got Asian languages on these servers. I don't see a lot of Thai, but often there's a lot of Korean and Japanese. And it's still loading. Oh my god. Should I keep waiting or should I? Here, let's see if I tap the screen if it goes faster. Sometimes that works. Now I'm gonna restart it and see what happens. Maybe it'll jump into the game faster. Because sometimes it'll load forever. Literally, you can leave it there for an hour and still be loading it. Here's what it looks like on my so-called desktop or front view or the top of my operating system. But I've had to restart this app. Even the PC version gets stuck, but less often. And for a while I played this game on my laptop, on like a Windows 8 or 10 computer, which I like some things about Windows 10. There's new options, that's kind of cool. And it runs about the same speed. Don't trust people who say it's faster because you time it with a clock. It's not. Sometimes it's even slower. So they're not being completely honest with you as they're hiding something. And often it's something bad. I used to trust everyone and think everybody would do the right thing first. And they're trying desperately, but often it doesn't happen. So we'll try to stop this video at about 3 minutes here. Let's see if this game will download. I think it's downloading the new content, which because I have a slow connection and network problems and traffic, it downloads slow. But if this doesn't work, we could go into a Game Gear game. I've been trying to get more of those. That one works easier because it's single player. It doesn't rely off the internet as much. And it's less data, to be honest. They're small files. They're less than a megabyte each, or a few kilobytes. So they download pretty quick and they load quickly, but it's all single player per se. Even though you're playing against the computer, it's not as fun as playing against people. But sometimes single player is the funnest mode there is. Like I remember in Gran Turismo, it was so fun. I had a copy of it on PlayStation. And there's a PC version, there's a Mac version. I'm sure there's Linux, BlackBerry, Android, and many different versions, and many that haven't been written yet. So I still get stuck on the preparing screen. I was hoping to come back in and talk to some people I knew. Interestingly, there's people who have been playing in Star Trek Fleet Command for like the last 10 years. So it's like, oh, it works. It's like they have nothing else to do. Ah, nice.
Space, the final frontier. 3 factions prepare for war. The United Federation of Planets, the Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Star Empire. To survive this conflict, you'll need to...
Like, they call him Picard, but he looks different. It's like a computer animation version. They're downloading an update, I think, or upgrade package. The CGI in here is pretty nice, or the video sequences. I think Star Trek Online is like a 3D version of this game. That's what I thought this game was originally, kind of like a first-person 3D adventure game, but it's really more of a RTS, and there's a lot of mining and battling. The building, you don't really build it yourself. It automatically just builds when you have enough resources, but the restrictions are a bit of a pain. You have to use whatever they say or whatever is set as requirements. And unfortunately, you don't have the full freedom to use any resource at any time or any number you want. So, but there's a reason for that. It's preset to save you time. Versus if you have to sit there and do the calculations and write out every map and then move every brick manually, it'd be too much extra work. So I understand the benefits of having, preset numbers. Because typing in just the numbers you see on the screen would be a pain that nobody would enjoy playing. I think a lot more people would quit the game. So there we go. We're stuck on the loading screen. So let's click on skip. And if we're lucky, we'll go past the splash screen here. Star Trek TM Fleet Command. So, I'm not an expert at this game. To be honest, I didn't write this software. I've had a dream to make my own version of this game, though. But I've never been able to do that. Here's a calendar of the events here, which go through different things. Upgrade War Room, the Cloak of War. That's like kind of the more desirable, like a cloak for the ship, which I remember in Star Trek only like certain species could cloak, and then later on the Federation adapted the cloak to their ships. Like for some reason in the 27th century they can do anything, but they can't cloak their ship. The other thing, if you notice, they can't cure Geordi's eyes directly and have to give him a visor. So that was kind of odd. Like, what's wrong with his eyes that in 7th centuries or 27th centuries they can't figure out? Then, like, Picard's bald, and they can't give him hair. that was odd. But the actor, Patrick Stewart, who plays it, actually has a lot of hair. And I think it's just hidden somewhere in his head. But, like, there's photos of him with a lot of hair in other photos of him when he was younger, where he had long, dark, black or brown hair, like whatever color you think it is. But he's young, but not 16 anymore, you know what I mean? Here, we'll let this run for a minute. So here's this view of my station. All the stations look the same, basically. You don't get to choose like custom colors yet, but that's a package that's in the software probably, but just not released yet. But it wouldn't make a big difference, just like seeing, you can imagine it like a pink base or multicolor. Like if you could draw out this whole base or whatever base you wanted and designed it. But they give you a set base which somebody else worked on, which is fine. Something you need to learn about. Then the planet below, it always looks like Earth. I got low graphics on here to try to save battery and my phone. Sometimes this app overheats my phone, so monitor the temperature when you're running this app. And we're going to put up a peace shield so it looks like we're home. Otherwise, when somebody hit my base, which is not surprising, I had a lot of resources and I left for months. That's okay. End up using it to your advantage. When somebody hits your base, message them and say thank you for taking my resources and ask them to help you with something. Just start with one and whatever you think is the easiest. I tried to do the YouTube channel subscribe, which I thought everybody was the same and logged on to YouTube. A lot of people like refuse to subscribe because they hate YouTube. They think it doesn't make a difference, or they think YouTube doesn't make money, or they don't want you to make YouTube money because they hate you or they love you and trying to save you. Because too much money is bad. I used to think you can never have too much money. There's always something good to do, which is half true. The battle pass thing is going. That's good. Let's repair. I have an order that I repair things. I repaired the least. No, I want to save time, so I'm going to use my speed up since I have a lot. I have over 100 of the bigger speed up repairs here, so. And then, I don't have any 1 minute speed up repairs, but those are not that useful. But I can buy them. Nice thing is with the Latinum, which you get a lot here for free. It's not. At the beginning, it's hard to get Latinum, but later on, it's easy. It's easier overall, in my experience, than other games like Hades Star. Which you play that one to save your crystal for when you need it. Don't just blow it all on the credits. As it used to be, you could buy almost anything you wanted with credits in the game. But with online games, there's some things you can't buy, and you can only do it one of the two ways. There's more ways. You can pay someone to play your account. Give them the password and the ID, let them play it, or physically give them your device. But the other way, or use a bot. The other way is to play the game, get the experience, get the rewards, get the items. And then the smartest way, which is the hardest way for me, because I'm not the most fluent in software. I don't have a whole like desktop setup with every version of Windows, is to buy the code and buy the software and buy the editor and edit the code however you like it, and then make your own version, which that takes the most time. That's even longer than playing. Because playing, you can be in and out in like half an hour or 5 minutes, but here, I'm gonna repair all my ships here, so it looks like I've been here. Plus, it helped protect the base. I don't like to make it too easy to take my stuff from the base. I like to give them a little challenge so they remember, if we ever play single player, I'm gonna put up a hell of a fight. I don't go down easy. I don't care if I'm the underdog, as long as I have ammunition, I'm gonna start shooting. Which sometimes sounds stupid because you look at it, but you only see like, oh, I wasted all that resource, but now I got like 10 times more than I ever spent, so it doesn't really matter. This game, you definitely want to save all your resources that you can, and the best way is to edit the code, which you have to buy, learn, and ask other people like what the secret code is. And if you go online, they list a whole bunch of codes that probably do work, but I've never been able to make them work yet because I haven't spent enough time doing it. You can see the repair here costs like 6,000 Latinum. Not 6,746 dilithium. In other games that are easier, the repairs are free. So we're gonna use the Latinum. Because we got most of that. While the coin tokens I like to save for when I really need them the most. That's gonna take 4 hours of repair, which this last one you don't have to repair right away. Was probably there's nothing to steal anymore. My vault's already empty or it's already full, and I got a P shield that's gonna be up for 4 hours, and plus probably nobody's gonna try to attack this thing. Usually the guys that attack you never come back unless you provoke them, and they're trying to show their power to you, which is stupid. Instead of actually talking to you, because you find that all your enemies are actually your friends and family. That's something my father forgets. He's always complaining, oh, he's talking to his friends. They get stuck on that. I'm like, your friends are all your family. They even say in the verse in the Bible that your friends are a gift from God and are actually a brother that you don't know, or a brother you know, but you call them a friend because in school they teach you basic words. Really, family friend is one word, and that's what everybody really is. But a friend is like a familiar that you're not sure how they're related to you. Really, you're all brother and sister through God, but through your human family, your friends aren't your blood like brother and sister. They can be if you imagine it, but which is interesting with your imagination how things can change. Here, we're going to claim the free rewards here. So that's that claim button that looks like a box. And for events, there's special stuff that you want to claim as soon as you can if you want them. Don't wait too long as they actually disappear, and only if you can edit the code you can bring everything back, or if you can, admin and can do everything you want. And the surprising thing is, no matter how wealthy you are, people sometimes will refuse to help you forever. Like they'll say no, no, no on the outside, but really they're saying yes, yes, or no, yes. But then they'll refuse to help you for some good reason. So, and basically, that reason is it's gonna hurt you. So, even though there's some benefits. So, okay. So I accepted that reward, but I think I haven't accepted my daily reward. Where was the chest here? Yeah, I see. So let me accept the 4-hour reward. And you're wondering about these rewards. The 4-hour and the 24-hour are actually, and with the 4-hour, I think you have to do it 3 times, which is kind of a pain, but in the math, it makes sense, You learn why they make you do that, because they're trying to make you come back to Star Trek and give them more stuff. Because when you're connected to this software, they're transferring more than just what you see on the outside. They are stealing your data, but really they're trying to buy it from you and use it to help you. That's the whole truth. So-called stealing is surprising when people have already paid for something, but somebody else refuses or has a problem remembering when they paid, how they paid. It's like when my father always accuses me of stealing when I have actually already paid him beforehand, but Even when I tell him, he doesn't believe it. I just get sick of having to convince an old man that can't remember anything. So I just give up, to be honest. There's something you just can't convince people, and even after 70 years or longer, they can't think straight. So it's actually an illness, to be honest, but it's very common. Everybody has that, even me. I think everybody's stolen from me, but I'm sure they've all paid me, like in the past and today and in the future, more than more than they've ever taken. So that's why before you ask someone to pay you, you should ask them how much have they paid you. So I don't know why there's a number 3 there. I think because there's 3 buttons here. Okay. Because you can do 3 different refines. I'm going to refine only 2 chests, and I'll tell you the reason for that. There's a lot. Well, there's only a few main reasons. And one being that it takes so long to mine in this game. And the refinery rate's very poor. So you get overall, I think, a better result if you refine less at a time. And there's only 3 main options. So 1 chest and 2 chests are good. 3 chests is nice. Sometimes you get a big reward, but most of the time it's disappointing, to be honest, on what you get. So I would hope that you could choose your refinery later on, which would be nice to edit this game and get everything you want and then see how fun that is, because it's both exciting to do that and disappointing. Like, the game is way more cooler. It's like, wow, I got freaking 2 enterprises now and everything I've ever wanted. But then you get kind of bored, or some things are more painful because you're past like the limit. Like, it's a real pain in this game to micromanage, to be honest. All the ships you have, there's like 40 ships or more in the game, and you can fly up to I think 5 ships at once, which doesn't sound like a lot when you play other games. You're like, oh, I can handle it, but people don't understand, who haven't played this game, how difficult it is to control the ship in this game, and then how long it takes when you make a mistake, which I've made hundreds of times at least. I remember right off the top of my head, flying and the internet connects or the battery freaking drains down because we don't use. I can't keep plugged in, even if I wanted to, because the battery will overheat. When you both run and charge at the same time, you're making the battery work twice, because you're both putting in power and sucking power out. So it seems, not all the time, sometimes I'm lucky it doesn't overheat, but most of the time it seems to overheat, and that actually damages the battery, lowers the battery life, and kills your battery eventually, because your battery has a limited lifetime, even though you wish, and sometimes you feel like, oh, I can make this battery last forever, but really you don't want it to last forever. You need to move to a new one someday, which I'll be sad to lose this phone, because it's the phone I've had the most and loved for the last 2 or 3 years, but I've had like over a dozen or 2 phones. So I just like this size phone because it's so much lighter and convenient. I'm not a fan of the bigger, bulky phones because I don't have like a big pocket, and then the heavier weight and stuff. which a few more ounces isn't really much heavier. Sometimes it feels like it weighs nothing, to be honest. Okay, I think we got to the point where the game's stuck. Alright, that's about it. I think I'm gonna stop the recording here. I might have like a gigabyte video file here. So. And it's almost 2 o'clock, so hopefully my family will wake up soon. And we can actually get some. Thankfully, my battery hasn't drained. It's still 70 something percent full. And then we're gonna pause the video here. I'm gonna put the contact information to save this video's length. I don't want to shove that at the end of the video, but check out the description. I'll just give my best contact information, which is a free service from Facebook, fb.com/GODPHUNG. That's a front slash if you're wondering. That's the best way to contact me. Once you're connected, send me a friend request or send me a message, and I'll once I contact you or connect to your account, we can chat, we can video, we can send stuff, and we can make an appointment to meet in person. So that's going to be awesome. But I'd love to meet all of you, even if it takes another billion years. So I got time. So God bless everybody, and God care and love and take care, everybody. I love you all, you guys, and everyone else. Take care all, and thank you all.